Alright guys, today we're gonna do a season review. So I'm gonna go through like our main players that's played this season, and I'm gonna give them like rankings from A to like D or E or F. Yeah, we'll go A to F. We'll go A to F. So alright, first on the list guys, we have Christopher Nkunku, a player that I was very excited about this season. Of course he was injured a lot this season. He's barely even played at this point, so I'm not going to dwindle on it too much because obviously, there's not much to talk about, is there? But when he has played, man, he has shown some pretty good performances. Now again, once he came back from injury, he looked nice, he looked cool, and then he got injured again. And then he came back, first game, I think it was against Liverpool, and he scored a fantastic goal. I just simply can't describe how fantastic that goal was, man. I mean, it was just an individual talented goal where he just created something out of nothing and just put it through Van Dijk's legs. I think it's like megged Van Dijk and then just slapped it on the right side of Alisson. Like it was mad. But even though he's got a lot of good performances this season, as he always does, to be fair, he's a good player wherever he plays. But yeah, man, I can't lie. The injuries have done it all for me. He just had one too many, man. And like the best ability at the end of the day is availability. So for me, man, I'm just gonna give him a B minus. Like he's good, but he just doesn't play enough, man. So he can't crack A. Just a very, very low B. But he can potentially be A plus. Let's be real. But moving on, man, let's go to Raheem Sterling. Now, he started the season quite decently, to be fair with you. Like he was popping off on a few performances against Luton Town and just like the stinkier teams, the shitter teams. But slowly he paved his way up, man, against even some of the better teams like against Man City, he was pretty good. And against Newcastle, he scored a fantastic free kick. It went up and down. And he started fantastically. Like there were a few chances where he could have gotten more goals. But unfortunately, man, keep it stepping. For me, man, again, B minus. Like, he's less of a player than Christopher Nkunku, especially recently, man. He's not been good since December, but he has been available the whole season. So for that, I'll give him a B minus. Now, the main man himself, Nicholas Jackson. I'm gonna keep it short and snappy. He shows good signs, but then does terribly on the other hand. So I just don't know what to tell you, man. Like, for me, again, I don't want to give you the same rating, but I'm gonna have to say B minus. Like it's up and down. Like he's got a decent goal return, to be fair, with the minutes he's played, but it's not good enough. He scored a very good header against Aston Villa, but then the game after that against Crystal Palace, he was invisible. So for me, I'm sorry, man. Like B minus. Like I'm tempted to say C plus, but I'll keep it B minus because at the end of the day, he's all right. He just needs time to grow as a player, and I promise you, he'll be a very good player in the future. Maybe not very good, not on the levels of Christopher Nkunku, but I can see him being a good Premier League player. Next up, we've got Noni Madueke. Now, Noni Madueke is a player I really, really like. He's got immense dribbling, blistering pace. Not as blistering as Mudrik's, but it's pretty good, man. Like he can dust opponents here, there, put in a decent cross or two, score some goals here and there. I like him. I'd want to see him be, the future of Chelsea's right wing. But with Cole Palmer there, it's gonna be tough for him. So I don't know. But for this season, I'm gonna give him a B, man. When he's came on and played, he's more times than not been like very good, and when he's not been that terrible. So for me, B, man. Out of all the players I listed so far, for me, it's a B. I wish he played earlier in the season. Last season, he was showing good signs, and I'm happy to see him playing more games now. Now, I can't lie, to not make this a very, very long video, I've changed my mind. Today, I'm going to only rank forwards. So now with that in mind, let's go to Mykhailo Mudryk, a player that's very sought after when he was on the market about a year ago. And even recently, the likes of Bayern Munich wanted to get him on a loan to replace Kingsley Coman, who had recently received an injury. Now, with this in mind, he's been very, very shit for Chelsea. Let's be honest. Now, don't get me wrong. He's shown signs, right? Like every other player. But there is a reason that Chelsea Football Club is 10th. We've had a very rocky season, and Mykhailo Mudryk is honestly one of the players that are actually at fault for this inconsistency, more than even the likes of Nicholas Jackson, in my opinion. Again, with that in mind, for me, I like Mudryk, man. I can't lie. He's one of the fastest players in the world. in the world. So for me, man, I think he can be somewhat of a star. Maybe not a star, but like a good player for a good team. Perhaps not the standard of Chelsea quality, but he'll come close enough in his prime, I believe. Just simply because of the pace. Now, with that in mind, he can't really do anything else, can he? Now, let's give him time and welcome him into London. I'm sure it's only a matter of time where he improves a bit and manages to perform decently for the club. At least that's what I wish for. And with that in mind, my rating for him is going to be C+, simply because out of all the players I listed earlier, he's been the least effective. And now the final forward for Chelsea Football Club, Cole the Mo Palmer, aka Cold Palmer. But yeah, I like calling him Cole the Mo Palmer because he will find the hole in your defense. A truly fantastic player, man. Every time he puts in a good performance, which is very often, I just think, wow, we signed him for what, 40 million? Something like that. It's fantastic, isn't it? He's arguably been our best player this season. In fact, no, he has been our best player this season. He's been the most consistent and had the most goal contribution in the team. So with that in mind, yes, he has been the best player on our team. Perhaps followed by Conor Gallagher. Now, I'll be honest, I was talking a bit of shit on Conor Gallagher's name to my friends because recently he's not even been doing the fantastic things that he was doing earlier. He's not even been statistically that good. That was until he scored 2 goals against Crystal Palace, pretty much out of nothing as well. But yeah, what a player, man. I don't know if I'd liked him to start next season with all the players we've got in, but time will tell, man. Time will tell. But anyway, back on track. Let me just finish off this Cole Palmer one. Now, like I said, man, Cole Palmer, fantastic player, and I'm not gonna talk about him too much because I'm sure you watching this just know how good of a player he is. I think you just all agree with me. So let me stop glazing him because I'm sure you all get the point. But to keep it short and snappy, man, the rating I'd give him, man. Now, I'm tempted to say A+, right? Because he does deserve it in a sense. He's keeping up with the likes of Bukayo Saka, who's having arguably the best season he's ever had, GA-wise. With the eye test, though, I'd say last season Saka was better, but it's all arguable at the end of the day. My point is, though, he's been keeping up with Saka, who is, a top 3 right winger in the world. So what does that make Cole Palmer? A top 5 right winger in the world? But the only reason I won't say A+ is because at the end of the day, we're sitting 10th. The best player of a team that's sitting 10th in the Premier League, you can't really say he's all that good, is he? So for me, man, I'm just going to give him A-. I simply can't give him anything other than that until, we're higher up in the table. But fear not, because maybe, just maybe, we can finish 7th or 8th and get Conference League. Because if we do, we will be able to play in it, win it, and finish English football. And I think we'd be the first team to do it, no? Win every single possible trophy you can win in England. But yeah, now if this video does well, I'll bring out another video going through midfielders. If that's what you guys want to see, let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed the video, guys, please like. It helps me out, and I'll make more content for you guys. I'll see you next week.